Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Brandy of The Healthy Habits and I am here with my Wellness Wednesday update. So this week I had a great week. I told you in my last video that I realized after a 1 pound weight gain that I needed to reevaluate what was going on, and I realized that I was missing my protein shake. So I've incorporated that back in this week, and it has made a world of difference. Not only because it keeps me full all throughout the morning, but it also really levels out my blood sugar. So I find that like in the weeks previous, I was really craving stuff. Like I wanted chocolate and sugar and chips, and it wasn't like necessarily a sweet or salty craving. It was just like across the board, I just want food. And having the protein shakes back in this week really made a big difference. So when I stepped on the scale for my weigh-in this week, I had lost 3 pounds, and I was really pleased with that. That was really great. So moving forward from today, I weigh in on Wednesdays. Moving forward for the next week, I want to make sure that I continue the protein shakes, and I'll be interested to see how this next week goes, because my family and I are heading to Florida. I'm from Florida. We live, though, in Virginia. And we're going down to see my grandmother and some other family members, and we're taking the kids to Disney for one day. So that should be really fun, but lots of food temptation. So we'll see how it goes. I wanted to share with you guys a verse that really helped me along my weight loss journey the first time around. I mentioned in my very first video that I began a weight loss journey in 2012 at the beginning of the year, and I lost 50 pounds, and it did take me about a year to do that. It came off very slowly, but if it comes off slowly, most of the time it stays off, and for me it's really stayed off, give or take 10 pounds. Since then I have had another baby, and so I've now been working my way back down to where I started when I got pregnant with him. So that being said, I wanted to share with you a verse in 1 Corinthians. It's 1 Corinthians 6, verse 12. And now this is the New Living Translation. So you all may know it as whatever, everything may be permissible, but not everything is beneficial. But I really like this version. And so this is what it says. You say, I am allowed to do anything, but not everything is good for you. And even though I am allowed to do anything, I must not become a slave to anything. And I think for me, and I think for a lot of women who deal with emotional eating, we become a slave to it. It's what we go to for our comfort. And so this week, I've really been saying to myself, if I want something, which again, in the weeks previous, it was a lot harder than it was this week. But I've really been saying to myself, why do I want that? How am I going to feel after I eat that? I really, really want to bake up some of that chocolate chip cookie dough that's in the fridge. But if I indulge in one, I'll probably indulge in 2 or 3, because that's me. I have a hard time putting a limit on things. And once I do that, am I just going to be so satisfied that I ate 3 or 4 cookies? I might, like, literally in the moment be satisfied, but afterwards I'm going to completely regret it. And I'm going to be kicking myself for it, and I'm going to be saying, why did you do that? And then all this self-talk happens, like you're such a failure. You're never going to hit your goals because you always give in to your temptations. And then I'll just practically give up for a few days, and it's just this vicious cycle. I mentioned it in the Wellness Wednesday live talk with the Mama Gets Fit group with Tangi and Trish, that like justifying what we eat, and then that justification launches us into this vicious cycle of, I justify, okay, I'm going to eat this even though I know it's bad for me, but I deserve it, or but I'm feeling really sad, or I'm really having a craving, and it's okay. I'll be good the rest of the day. But for me personally, I can't be good the rest of the day. I'm like, oh, I fell off the wagon today, so I'll just eat terrible the rest of the day, and then I'll pick back up tomorrow. But then it sets me off bad for the next day. So I just want to encourage you that if you are a believer, try to look at food the way that God looks at it. He gave us food to nourish our bodies, to keep us healthy, to keep us going. And He wants us to eat what He made for us, not something that man made for us in a lab that's in a package on the store shelf. When we eat those things, our body doesn't know what to do with them. And a lot of times it just stores it as fat. And so, under the new covenant with Jesus Christ, I think that's what Paul is saying. You may be allowed to do anything, but not everything is beneficial for your body. And I remember going through a Beth Moore Bible study a few years ago on the book of Daniel. And she talked about how Daniel said, I can eat from the table of the king, but I won't. And so she challenged those taking the Bible study to say, when it came to food, I can, but today I think I won't. I'm going to make the choice to do what's right for my body. And I'm going to make the choice to honor God. And I'm not saying that in a legalistic way, like, oh, if you overeat, or oh, if you eat something bad, then you're not honoring God. I am not putting that condemnation on you. For me, that is what has worked. It's knowing that God created my body so beautifully, and I have one body. And I don't go out and commit sexual sin, and I don't go out and fill my body with drugs, and I don't go out and do things that would endanger my body in any way. So why would I be gluttonous? Why would I put things in my body that would sabotage my health? So for me, that's really what this journey is about. And I need to set myself up for success. And that means doing things that I know work for me, like that protein shake in the morning. It's full of good nutrition. It's just rich in not only macronutrients, but micronutrients. And there's live enzymes, and there's things that aid in digestion, and there's things that boost the immune system. And I'm setting myself up for success. So that is what I would challenge you with this week. That is what has really helped me this week to fight off those cravings and feel like I've conquered them again. And if you're not there, I understand, and I will be praying that God will give anybody watching this video the power in Him to overcome a food addiction. And so many of us have it. So thanks for joining me today. I hope that you all are on a great journey of pursuing health and that you're reaching your goals. I'd love for you to comment below on what your successes have been this week, and also maybe what you're struggling with, because I would love to be able to pray for you and encourage you. And thank you for joining me, and I will see you in my next video. Talk to you later. Bye.